everyone, and welcome to the first recording of the Infinite Sisterhood Podcast. Y'all have made history. How does it feel? Hold on one second, y'all. So go ahead. One second. Hold on. Oh.
It's okay, sis. Take your time. Take your time.
Okay, no. Please. I gotta turn this volume down. All right, we're back. So how does it feel? Y'all made history. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Queen Mother, aka Mrs. Lacey Taylor. I am a mental health consultant and professional homemaker. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our middle sister, Dom.
Hello, I am Dominique. I go by Dom. Only people who actually really know me call me that. I am an academic in the realm of human services, delivery and administration, minor in sociology, and associates in social work. I am an advocate and an emperor and empower, and just an overall dedicated human being to my fellow human beings. So I will pass it on to our youngest sister, Amber.
Hello, everyone. I am Ams. I am a go-getter, entrepreneur, and I am a business person. I have my certificate, my degree actually in business management, and I am, of course, the youngest. So today, our first episode is going to be about building a strong foundation, and that is not only just about sisterhood, but also building individual legacies for our families. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think it takes to build a strong sisterhood? And also, part two, what do you think what it takes to build a strong foundation for your individual families? So who wants to take it first?
I'll go ahead and answer that. So, to me, a sisterhood, thank you, baby. A sisterhood, it comprises of, of course, those of the feminine species, who identify as feminine species. And what it takes to, have a solid sisterhood, for one, is communication. Second, trust and loyalty. Without those three things, you can really call it irrelevant, because those three things is what's going to help you to build not just, your legacy as sisters, but your individual legacies as well, because you now have partners in life. So that's my take on that. You're muted, sister. Oh, and good evening, Queen Ebony. Thank you for tuning in, Queen.
Hi, Ebony. Okay, so when you say about building a partnership with your sisters, so would you think that, because I know, you're married, you have like two partnerships, and for Dom and I, when we get married, that's what you're saying?
Yes, because okay, for one, you have sisters. They're your automatic partners, and whether you want to embrace it or not, those are your sisters, and y'all have a bond like nobody else, and that's period. Okay. Secondly, yes, I have friends, but my sisters, they're my friends. You feel me? So that's why they're my partner in life. Yes, I have a husband. Yes, he's my best friend. But my sisters, they're my friends. There's one I can call and be like, girl, for some reason my booty it stank, and I just can't. It smell like this? Do you experience this? And my sister be like, girl, yes, this is what I've been doing to get rid. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I have my husband. He's my partner. My forever partner. But my sisters, they're also my partners in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're my friends. Yes.
Tune in there. So I agree with you, sister, Queen Mother Taylor. But yes, I agree with you because you guys are really the first two people that I go to for advice or counsel, as you know, for my career, my different career changes. Okay. I've been doing a lot of different things, and just like for everything though, for like my mental stability, my mental health, my physical health, like Queen Mother over here helped me clear up my skin. I had really bad breakouts all the time, and I didn't know why. And she said, sister, I think you might be allergic to dairy. I said, what? I'm in my late 20s.
I did.
She did. I was in my late 20s, and she made me aware of something that I wasn't aware my whole life. And once I cut out dairy, I saw a big change, and I just had to thank my sister for it because she held me down, but like, period, sis. But you guys are definitely like my confidants, like my main confidants. I have my own friends, like I have two best friends myself, but y'all definitely the first two before parents, anything in life. Because I know if you guys haven't experienced it yet, you guys will help me figure out a solution and how I can figure out a problem or anything like that. So y'all are my partners. We can't get rid of each other, okay?
Even if we wanted to.
Period. All right, Sister Dom.
I just wanted to interject and say that I think for the building blocks of sisterhood, you have to first have a commitment to each other. Because I can recall in our childhood, like, Lacey and I, we fought all the time. This was the person that I first fought, so that I was able to go out into the world and fight all these other people. At the end of the day, even if Lacey and I are, you and me, Amber, if we were fighting all day at the house, if we go out in the street and I see someone trying to come up in your face, the first thing I'm going to do is interject, because I'm committed to not only building a relationship with you, but nurturing it and growing it into something greater than any of us have ever experienced or will experience with anyone else, because we've been through a lot of firsts together, and we've established a trust it goes just beyond like a trust fall. Like, I know at the end of the day, if anything were to happen with me and I have kids, I would only trust that y'all would be the ones to look out and nurture my children the same way I would nurture them, and to raise them the same way I would nurture them, and all these things. So it's about just committing. I think sisterhood and just any type of partnership is about committing yourself completely to someone else, and not necessarily thinking that, okay, it's just a commitment like I make to a job. No, it goes beyond the job, because at the end of the day, if something goes down with my sisters, I want to be there. I want to be the one answering the phone calls. Like, forget work, I'm going to answer my sister's phone call. Something happens, I'm going to be there for my sister. So it's a stronger commitment in my book.
I agree with you, Dom, and well said, Dom. Well said. Okay, she is. If y'all didn't know, she's a writer. Okay.
Yes, sister be writing novels. Yes.
Okay. And Lauren. Okay.
Keep her on the radar.
Period. But I wanted to pose a question, because we're talking about how, what it takes to build a sisterhood foundation. But because not everyone has that urge though. I have met some people who are like, I can't stand my sister. Like, we fight all the time. I even heard some sisters say that they hate each other. So, or one say they hate their sister and they don't even talk. Once they left the house, they were done with each other. So what was in you guys to start to cultivate that relationship with one another? And like, what age did it start? What made you want to be like, you know what? My sister's and I is going to be tight for life. Like, what was that within you? Go ahead, sister.
Child, so like, and I'm going to try to do this without crying because, for one, I'm super emotional, but for one, just going back to our childhood and the things we've been through, I know y'all got my back. I know y'all gonna ride for me. I know y'all gonna die for me. And that's facts. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, why wouldn't I want to cultivate that bond? Why wouldn't I want to heal not just myself, but heal with my sisters as well? Because yes, they've been through a lot of things that I've been through. And some things, some would say are worse. But we look beyond the facts that we had as children. Because at the end of the day, the truth remains that my sisters are my children's godmothers. And with knowing that, I don't take that lightly. I know my sisters will do what they need to do to make sure my children are loved and cared for and nurtured the way that I would do it. I know my sisters would set my children up for success. But it's deeper than that. How are you healing, sis? I know what you've been through. There's no way you could possibly nurture my babies to the greatest extent if you're still hurting. So, sis, how are you healing? And that's one thing that I love about us is that when we heal from something and we know that a sister is going through something, we say, sis, this is what I've been doing to get through this. Maybe you should try it. But it all boils down to, at the end of the day, my babies. We've been healed, but we've also been raised by a woman who was not healed. A woman who surrounded herself with sisters who were not healed and weren't actively and effectively healing. So it boils down to my babies at the end of the day.
I want to interject that, we as we were raised as kids, we've heard like, your siblings are all that you have. And, you're supposed to do better than we did. The next generation is always supposed to do better. But, sometimes I look around on whatever side of my family and I don't see the same trend happening among them. And that's no shade, no tea to them. But I did have a moment while I'm recovering to really think about like what made us take that so deeply to heart, to know that like my siblings are all that I have and that we have to do better, and not just do better in the sense of success in the outside world or monetary, but do better for our emotional and mental well-being. I think a lot of that just came from reflection. And like you said, Lacey, if one sister has healed from something, we were unafraid and unashamed to go to the other sister and saw their struggle and to be as vulnerable with them as we were with ourselves, to say, hey, I healed from this. I've moved past from this. Like, we've seen each other cry. We've held each other as we cry. We've done a lot of emotional work to make this relationship what it is today. And I think that's because of what we have seen. We don't want our kids to grow up with the same missing pieces that we grew up with, that we had to fill ourselves. We'd rather pour into their cup than to have them grow up half empty. And I don't think everybody has that same knowledge and understanding that what you pour into your children is what they will be as adults and what they will exemplify as adults. So I think even just having that ability to look at ourselves and then to look at each other in an unbiased, judgment-free, but completely truthful way to just share ourselves without fear of judgment. I know that like you said, Lacey, if I got an itch, I'm gonna go to my sisters because I know at the end of the day, you're not gonna judge me for no itch, no nothing, no smell, nothing. Because you like you said, you know me and I know you. I've seen you at some of the highest points, I've seen you at some of the lowest. And I know what you're capable of, So that's what I think.
Well, I feel like that was like beautiful, and I'm just like feeling emotional too. Because Lacey and I, we're the emotional ones, okay? But Johnny's still emotional too, okay? We all
be crying.
Period, okay? But I just want to add my 2 cents real quick, and I agree with both of you guys. But basically, all the work that we've done, I feel like we really mentally put in effort in our like early adulthood, but in our childhood, we still had a sense of closeness, even though we didn't fully understand the whole aspect of what it means to have a sisterhood or to be a sister, I guess. As like children, like elementary school, we still had like this closeness because one thing that our parents told us is like, these are only people like that you have in this world, the only family that you have. If you don't have a relationship with them, you don't have anything. And that's and we have 2 brothers, but something happened within the sisters, what it just made us inseparable, where when I was a teenager, I would go and ask Lacey if I could sleep in her bed and Dominique, because I just wanted to be by them. And like, I don't know, it's just a safe place for me, and it's just something that I haven't found with anyone else. And I don't know, sometimes I'm like, is that weird? But it's just like, I love being around you guys. I love your energy. And that's from a young age, because I remember when Lacey was like, well, if you don't do this, you won't be a sister. You won't be part of the sister. And I was like, no, like for me, that was like devastating. I didn't want anything to separate me from my sisters. And I was like in like what, kindergarten or first grade? Go ahead, Dom.
But I will say, Amber, like I do feel like we've all tested and tried each other at some point. Like I think I've tested and tried Lacey to push her to what I knew she could be. Like honestly, part of the reason why I feel like when Lacey had that schoolyard fight with the science book, as I'm gonna say, I feel like a lot of them techniques of straddling came from you being able to master to straddle someone bigger than yourself. And like that's why them girls at school, they thought, okay, I could get Lacey, but it was always the big ones, but little did they know she was having to come up against me first.
Okay, listen, talk about David and Goliath, but listen, I have no pellets, child, and Domination was not about to go down.
I wasn't, and I still, I'm that way. I don't go down easy. You're gonna have to keep hitting me a couple times before I just give up, or dang, I got to be knocked out before I really give up. Because when I wake up, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna fight again. So we each taught each other about that resiliency and about that strength, and pushed each other to what we know we could do. Like I knew since kindergarten. Oh yeah, I was in kindergarten. You was in first grade, Lacey. I knew since kindergarten and first grade that we could beat anybody who came against us.
Period. And I've always had this fearless mentality that just because you're bigger than me don't mean nothing. And just because it's 6 of y'all don't mean nothing. Okay?
That just means 2 each.
Okay. And so like I'm just glad that I was able to model that for my sisters and just be like, get it how you live. Like, listen, get it how you live. I'm just gonna leave it right there.
And just to piggyback real quick, because I also want to get to next, I know like the time that about building, a legacy, a strong foundation for your individual families. But Lacey's the smallest, okay? So when I she was really going up some Goliaths, going up against some Goliaths, and she never backed down. She was like, she'll put her backpack down, whatever, be like, what it do, right? That was her saying, what it do.
For real. Listen, you don't want none. I done calmed down a lot because, I am a mother, I'm a wife, and I am a professional, but I still have that fearless mentality and I can do anything. And, the Army, they didn't make it any better. Had me over here saying too easy. Anything is too easy. So that really complimented, my fearless attitude. I just wanted to say that.
That's awesome. That's true. That's true. That's awesome, sis. Okay, so let's get into what does it take to build a strong foundation for your individual families, for their legacy. And that's a question though that I really think about because I don't have my family yet, but I'm just like, how am I gonna get there? I'm gonna turn every stone to try to do that. But sis, since you're the only one who has like a whole family, I'm gonna let you go first and take on this question.
Why, thank you, Ams. So for one, what got me to this point, because, if you're not new to following me, or if you're new to following me, then, this is not the first time I've been married. But one thing that got me to this point where I am happily married, where I'm in love, is the support of my sisters. Having that unwavering support got me to where I am. Yeah, they rooted for me every step of the way, even though, we might have some disagreements, but we get past it because that's my sister. And at the end of the day, they want to see me happy. And they know that I want to see them happy. And I believe that they feel that me being happy makes them happy. So they're going to be that sense of reason for me when, I'm not thinking straight. But at the same time, they're my biggest cheerleaders. So for one, is having that support, that unwavering support. And I'm just so grateful to my sisters for that. And that support, because building a legacy is something you can't do on your own. You have to have, you have to have your Masons with you, for lack of better terms, to help you to make sure your angles are straight, to help you make sure the foundation is sturdy, And at the same time, while they're helping me make sure my foundation is sturdy, they're taking notes, saying, all right, this was sis did. All right, let me try this, but of course, put my own spin on it. If I'm wrong, let me know. But for one, it's having that unwavering support. Two is, having sisters who are, well cultured and well versed, what I'm saying, in different aspects of life. Dom, she's out here doing it for the people. Okay. She's an advocate for the people. And Ams, she's very financially literate. She helps me, in more ways than one. And they help me in building my brands, building my businesses. I have more than just one business, and I'll bounce things off of Amber. Like, sister, what do you think about this? And little does she know, she's, consulting me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't put myself on Front Street, And, when it comes, to reaching out to people, Dom, what do people require? Because she handles a lot of different people. So for one, having that support, that unwavering support when it comes to, your love relationships and when it comes to building your personal legacy and your businesses, having a sisterhood that's well-versed in different topics. And those are my two main things that really got me to where I am today.
Though I don't have my own family, I am in the process of building mine. And one thing that I really thought about as I was going into academia was, how is this going to help me 10 years from now? How is this degree going to feed my kids? So, I switched degrees a few times, switched my major, but I found
Ain't
one.
nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You gotta, you don't just walk into a shoe store and see the first pair and put it on and it's the right pair for you. You got to try on a couple pairs. So it's the same way with education and with your career. So I'm grateful for what I did study um, in academia, because it has prepared me to have these skills to be able to talk to different people, all the way from our custodians to the vice president of my campus, um, to the president of all the campuses, you know, to just be able to be versatile. So I'm appreciative for these skills that I learned, but I think, like I said, the thing is, you have to consider what is going to set you up for the best success. And we could have, all three of us, gone into like literally the same field, but we all have different perspectives on things, and we all come with our own unique talents. But I'm grateful for the diversity that we have in our education, because, like you said, Lacey, it's going to be able to make us more well-rounded with each other's understanding, and bounce ideas off, and get a greater understanding and see things in a very wider perspective, and broad. And so I'm grateful for that, because a lot of people don't have that, and a lot of people don't consider what's going to put my kids in the best schools or in the best neighborhoods, or just have better than what I had. And that's why I bust my butt in school, and that's why in May I'm graduating with my master's with honors in the honor society, because at the end of the day, it's going to set my kids up for success. And that's why I'm going to law school, because it's going to set my kids up for success. And I know, like I already told my sisters and my brothers, if your kids come to you and they say, hey, I want to learn about this type of law, or I want to learn about just nonprofits, send them to auntie, because I'm well versed. So I just want to be the resource. And that's what it's about. It's about obtaining resources.
Yes, and I just wanted to say something on that, and that's a blessing. And also, when we talk about sisterhood, it doesn't have to be a biological sisters. You can have sisters, that are friends, you know what I'm saying, or cousins that are like sisters. But make sure y'all are well versed in different topics. So, for instance, I'm a mental health professional. When my sister is saying, hey, I've been dealing with these ruminating thoughts, I'd be like, okay, well, this is one thing, that I do to, stop these intrusive thoughts, these ruminating thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I help my clients in, and I'm able to do that for my sisters. And if my sisters, like Dom said, being a resource, there's been plenty of people that my sister has referred to my mental health consulting firm, and that I've helped them. It's being a resource. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being a resource, like, and whatever that looks like. If that's being, a cook or a chef, you know how to organize really good or clean really good. That's a resource.
And I just want to make clear that, like, academia is not for everyone, because some of the most intelligent people I've met just on the street, and never been to a school, just have their GED or their high school diploma, but they have a knowledge that just comes from reading or observing or learning in some way, shape, or form. We all have our own way of inputting, like absorbing knowledge and processing that knowledge. And so I think it's just good to note that we all have so many different gifts and abilities within ourselves. A lot of times we hide our biggest gift because maybe we don't think it's as good as someone else's. But that's another thing we also have to remember. We can't just balance ourselves based on somebody else, because if that were even possible, there would be multiple of you. No one in this world is like Dominique. No one in this world is like Amber or Lacey, or even just like the people that's watching us. There's no one like you. So you come with a skill set in just you being the first you. Honestly. So
Limited edition.
limited edition. So you have to look, I mean, you know what you're capable of. Even if it's just, well, you know what? I'm good at drawing bubble letters. You could be a master calligrapher, you know, and be able to draw so many different types of letters. And that is an amazing skill. Like I want to learn the art of calligraphy, but go ahead.
I just want to say something. You can be well versed in life. Everybody got that one sister who done been through it all. Listen, they ain't nothing she ain't tried.
Hold on, not through, but through. Okay.
Yeah.
Through.
Ain't nothing she ain't been through. Okay. And she won't judge you to be like, sis, I've been thinking this way. Be like, girl, you know, I was thinking like that when I was your age. And you know what I'm saying? It's okay. But if that's not what you into, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, think about this or try that. You know, if you're well versed in life, do you know how valuable you are? I mean, whatever your talent is, bring that to the sisterhood because that's a resource. That's your skill is going to enhance your sister's life, whether you want to believe it or not.
And
period.
And
I just want to say one thing I love about our sisterhood is that, you know, we're transparent enough to where we can come to each other and be like, you know, I've been dealing with imposter syndrome, and a sister would be like, bruh, are you serious? Do you know who the freak you are? Do you know what the imposter who? Okay, so always be that encouragement, you know. But go ahead, Dom.
I just wanted to say, and also, don't ever put a limit on what you think your gift can do, because we aren't limit people. We don't have a limit. You know, if that were so, we wouldn't have different types of houses. We wouldn't even have TVs. We wouldn't have this new technology. We wouldn't have any of the stuff that we have today that they didn't have 100, 200 years ago, because we are meant to evolve and to be greater than what we even perceive, and to do things that are greater than what we are even seeing being done. Like,
preach.
We can do it. So don't ever shortchange yourself by those negative thoughts. You talking to yourself saying, "Oh no, my gift is not that important," or "It won't do this, it won't do that." No, it will. You don't know. You don't know unless you try. Try everything. That's how you get to triumph.
Like the word says, your gift will make room for you. Okay, and that's something we have to remember. Like, it's so easy to get caught up in self-doubt, just like thinking, like Sister Lacey said, like imposter syndrome. That's basically what it is. Thinking you don't belong anywhere. And that can be at a job, a group of friends. It can be anywhere. But know that you make your own room. You make your own table. That's the new thing going on social media, right? I'm making my own table. So if you want to sit, have a seat. But this is what I'm bringing, okay? So I love that, you guys. Very well said, guys. Very well said. That was beautiful. Do y'all have anything else y'all want to add? Sestras? And I call my sister Sestras because that is sister in Russian.
Might be a little too soon right now.
I need to look at that ancestry map again to see if we have Russian in our ancestry.
We might want to hold up on claiming that just yet. But you know what's going on right now.
Stick it to the motherland. Okay.
Lot of mercy.
But I think that I hope everyone who tunes into our sister conversation, our Infinite Sisterhood podcast, I hope you come with first an open mind, and then secondly, if your mind is open, then you have the ability to open your heart to really receive what we're saying, because at the end of the day, our passion that is deep within all of us, that all three of us have in common, is our love for people and our love for not just the people in the high places, but specifically the people in the lowest places. Because sometimes when you're in that tunnel or you're in that ditch, you can see light, but you don't see an end. But I promise you, there is an end. There will always be an end to everything, to depression, to anxiety, to self doubt. There will be an end to that. And that only comes when you realize who you are. Because we're not our circumstance, we're not our problems, we're actually greater than it. Because a lot of times it's just an idea in your mind. And if you can formulate an idea that has made you feel a bad way, you can formulate an idea to make you feel good, to make you say, you know what, dag nabbit, this is not even a mountain, this is a molehill. Like, let me go ahead. No, this is an anthill. Let me step over that and go to something bigger. Because we're human beings, we're meant to strive for the greatest heights. Go ahead, sister.
Huge facts. And that just brings me to like just a little segue into like the intrusive thoughts and how we, defeat these intrusive thoughts. Just like, we accidentally let these intrusive thoughts in, we can, forcefully kick them out. For one, the first way is to challenge that intrusive thought. Why am I thinking this way? What brought me to this point? Is this true or is this false? You got to ask yourself that. And then once you answer those questions, you're able to attack it. And then you're able to do things to lighten the mood. You're able to do things to, raise your vibration. You know what I'm saying? You're able to play that song that always gets you where you need to be, or watch that funny video that will have you busting a gut. I have one video. It's just, it's a hot mess. But yeah, back to those intrusive thoughts. Just like that intrusive thought came in, it can be kicked out. That's just what I wanted to say.
Okay, I like that. That was beautiful, sister. Wonderfully put. So if that's all you had to want, if that's all you guys had, I just kind of want to wrap it up here because of time. So I would just like to really say again, thank you to everyone joining in with us.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, we really appreciate it. This is a journey. We really want you guys to just send us questions if you guys have different topics you guys want us to cover. And we really just want to grow with you guys and really develop
in the comments.
A network. Yes, put in the comments. And really just develop a network, a community of sisterhood. And people growing up always wanted to call themselves a sister, like real talk. And
they always did.
Yes, and this is why, we wanted to come to this platform and really show, like, just not talk about it, but really show what sisterhood is really about, because there is fighting, but the key is making up and moving past that, as we said earlier, and just really bouncing ideas off one another and just really growing with one another. And we'd like to grow with you all. As you guys, tune in and hang with us and rock with us, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And I just wanted to address the people in the comments. Good evening, Mrs. Langry. We're wrapping it up, but make sure you catch the replay. We had a great conversation.
Hi, Mrs. Langry.
Hi, Mrs. Langry.
but I just felt like my heart was so warm just being with you guys. It was so easy. And like, y'all know, like, I stumble my words sometimes, but I just felt really like calm and just like, I feel like we should have been doing this, period. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's a great dynamic, and it's just, I just loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I was so excited.
Me too. And I just wanted to add, like, yes, this is the Infinite Sisterhood. We are 3 biological sisters, but you don't have to, be a sisterhood of biological sisters to call yourself a sisterhood. Like I said, you can be cousins, you can be friends, you can be play cousins, whatever it is. Sisterhood is what you make it, period.
And we do not discriminate. That's why we're here. So we welcome everyone. If you really want to be part of a sisterhood, a community who's supporting, will show you nothing but love all the time, this is where it's at. Okay? It's right here, y'all. Dom, anything you want to add? Any 2 cents?
Just, if anyone has any questions for us, leave it in the comments. We would love to answer them on the next podcast. You can start off with that. But also, we're here to just really inform and to educate everyone on, like Lacey said, on what it means to be a sister, what it means to be part of a sisterhood, and all are welcome. We have our differences and the things that make us unique. But at the end of the day, we have nothing but deep, profound, unapologetic, genuine love for one another. And that's what you need to have at the base of all your foundations when it comes to developing a sisterhood. Be unapologetic and unashamed and just love genuinely your sisters wholeheartedly.
Facts. Me and you, us never part.
Makidada.
Should this be like a closing?
Yeah, makidada. Everyone, this is Langry Ebony. Me and you, us never